Because I know when I was shy, I know when I was retreating all the time, my life was bland, it was boring. The more I seek energy from other people, the more I'm seeking other energy from another human being and having a conversation, the more I'm re-energized. What's up, growth fam? Welcome back to the Ultimate Self-Growth channel. My name is Josh Lewis, and today's topic, we are talking about the greatest conversation tips for shy people. But before we get started, if you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. We got tips on self-growth coming at you every single week. So let's get into today's topic. There is no one better as an expert to talk about this topic than myself. I have had the greatest experience in being shy and having to talk to people. When I was young, I couldn't get through a conversation without shaking when I talked to somebody. This is something I practiced. This is something that I got very, very good at. This is something that I consistently have been developing across all my 33 years of my life, and it is safe to say that I've become much better at it with these tips. So let's get right into it. So step number one, if you want to have great conversation tips for being shy, step number one is start small, but make sure you start. So what I mean by that is you don't have to start big. You don't have to start having big, drawn out, long conversations with everybody you meet, but you need to make sure that you're the one starting. You're the one initiating these conversations. So when I was first struggling with my journey, what I did was I made a goal of saying hi to 5 strangers a day. What did that look like? That looked like me just walking and seeing a stranger and saying, "How you doing?" And just acknowledging them as a human being. Most of the time they would acknowledge me right back, and that was it. And I would work up to 5, then I would work up to 10. So that helped me make the initiative of starting a conversation, because you want to be the one who is working on starting the conversation. But make sure you start small. Don't overwhelm yourself, especially if you're shy. If you start to try and draw yourself out too much, what's going to happen is you're going to panic, you're going to overwhelm yourself, and you're just going to retreat, and you're not going to do anything. You're not going to grow at all. So the key is to start small, but make sure you're the one who's starting the conversation. Step number 2, ask open-ended questions. So for instance, you're going to ask questions like what or how. Try and stay away from do or did you, because those can be answered with yes or no questions. So if somebody's talking about their work, you can say to them, what made you get into that line of work? And have a little bit more of a deeper conversation just by asking a question. Remember, having conversations is all about asking questions. It's all about finding out more information. And make sure that you're focusing on the other person and you're not focusing on yourself. If you focus on yourself and you're just retaining as much information and you're just making the focus be on yourself, you're not really going to be able to hold a conversation a lot, because you're genuinely not interested in the other person. And that brings me to step number 3. Become super interested in why. This is one of my favorite questions to ask. This was also Larry King's favorite question to ask. Why is someone doing that? Now, you gotta pick your spots when someone's saying something and you're asking the question why. So if you say to them, where are you from? And they say Arkansas, and you say why? That's not gonna really work out. What you need to do is you need to find the reasons why people do the things that they do. This is a great way to delve further into what their personality is and what motivates them, what makes them feel the way they feel about certain ways, or feel the way they feel about certain things. Asking the question why opens up their world, and it shows you what truly motivates them. Why is one of my favorite questions to ask somebody, especially if they're doing something in charity. You can find out why. Why are you doing that in charity? Find out a lot about a human being once you start asking the question why. And number 4, and this is one of the most important conversational skills that you can have as someone who is on the shyer side. So develop a genuine curiosity about human beings. I mean it. Become insanely curious about human beings, why they do the things they do. So why do we react to rejection a certain way? Why do we react to love a certain way? Become genuinely interested and become insanely focused on why people do the things they do, because once you start to become focused on these things, what happens is that you realize that the playing field for all human beings is level. We all live, we all die, there's no really competitive scenario. And I know for shy people a lot, most likely myself, we do a lot of comparing. We compare ourselves to other people. Once you start to break through that shy barrier and you understand, once you become genuinely interested and curious about human beings and why they do the things they do, you start to take away all those comparative bases and you just start to realize that, hey, you're a human being, I'm a human being, we're trying to get through this life together, and honestly, we can learn from each other. I can learn from you and you could possibly learn from me. So let's coexist in this world and try and find better ways and more meaningful ways on how we can live our life. You know, some people look at being shy as a bad thing, and it can be in a way something that can hold you back in certain scenarios. But you need to make an effort, if you are on the shyer side, to make sure that you do extrovert yourself, that you do open your world to more possibilities. Because I know when I was shy, I know when I was retreating all the time, my life was bland, it was boring. The more I seek energy from other people, the more I'm seeking other energy from another human being and having a conversation, the more I'm re-energized. It's a two-way cycle. You become energized and they become energized. So it's time to give up being shy and it's time to start growing. Thank you guys so much for watching the channel. If you are not subscribed, please subscribe. We got tips on growth coming at you every single week. If you liked the video, please hit that thumbs up. Please subscribe, please comment. Let me know what you thought of the video and what other self-growth topics you would like to see coming up. If you like more self-growth topics, I got some right here. If you like some book reviews, I got some right here. Thank you so much for watching, Growth Fam. Have a great rest of your day.